Hey guys, we always love to hear from you at the Problematic Podcast. So if you've got a funny story or a problematic person in your life, feel free to email us at theproblematicpod@gmail.com, or now you can text us at 412-204-6943. We love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like and subscribe on YouTube. Let's get into today's show. Hey Whitney,
Hey, Rita.
how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Welcome back, everybody, to the Problematic Podcast. First, let me start off by saying happy Monday. Happy birthday to Whitney. It's Whitney's birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, y'all.
Thank you.
And happy Valentine's Day to the
Yes.
lovers and the loved, and maybe even the not so loved and the anti-lovers. Y'all all deserve a good Monday as well.
Indeed.
We're gonna get right into it. You know what I'm gonna ask you? What you've been listening to this week?
Us.
Okay, that's a good
Us.
start. I like it.
I have jumped back into my Coltrane bag because it's all your fault. You've gotten me addicted to vinyl.
What a
And
pleasant bag to
so,
be in.
listen,
It's
listen. And you
wonderful.
had a very exciting vinyl story
Yes.
that I was like inspired by, and I was like, I need to go ahead and just get my life together because there's 3 records sitting on my shelf, and I'm like, you guys are lonely. Let's get you some friends.
Yeah. Go out there
So
and do it.
yeah, but that's it.
That's it.
Just John Coltrane and some podcasting. What about
I'm
you?
I'm here for the John Coltrane and the podcasting. Let's see. I have fallen in line with everybody else. I've become a follower. I finally saw Encanto, and
I
I've been wondering. I
haven't.
have been, girl. Okay. I refused to watch it at first because I'm like, everybody is talking about this movie, but nobody's talking about Bruno. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, what did Bruno do? Is Bruno
Right.
black? What is he being ostracized? I didn't
Stop
know
this.
what, like, there were lots of things going on. But I don't have a small child in the house. So I was like, I'm going to take the time to sit down and watch it. I kept saying I was going to do it every weekend. I didn't. Well, over the past week, not this past weekend, but the one before that, I sat down because I needed to know why we are not talking about Bruno. And
You just be the nosy bitch.
I had to be nosy because no, what y'all not gonna do is mistreat
Oh
Bruno on
Lord.
my watch. You know how I feel about that. I don't like people being mistreated. The
Mm-hmm.
movie was good, visually beautiful, but Disney has like cornered the market on visually beautiful movies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people of all colors in it, which is great. You get some of, a very diverse diaspora. The music was incredible. So I am not ashamed to admit that I have been listening to the entire soundtrack over the week. I was listening to it this morning before we started recording. I've been listening to it during work. I've been yelling out random quotes from the movie and the soundtrack. And I know my family doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, and that's okay. But for those of you who are adults who feel like you can't watch children's movies, Encanto has a very, very adult storyline. I mean, it's beautiful and it's magical for the kids, but I feel like adults can be like, I can relate to this because basically the story is, think of how messed up the family and soul food was.
Ooh,
It's
girl.
that without sleeping with people's
I was
husbands.
gonna
It's
ask. I was
like,
like, is Faith in
it's
there?
just anybody who lives in a family that isn't perfect and guy has family beef and understands family beef and like the black sheep and
Mm-hmm.
being ostracized and, we don't talk about or
Is
we
that why
don't
we don't
deal
talk
with.
about Bruno?
I mean, basically,
Oh.
yeah, you gotta get into it. Anybody who has a family that is less than perfect and a little annoying will absolutely understand this movie. And I'll go further and say that the grandma in this movie is mean. And I was like, I hope Abuelita is gone by the end of this movie. I just hope
Lord have
that's
mercy. You wishing death
no.
on people.
I will just leave it there. Those who haven't seen it,
You just
see
wish
it.
death on somebody's grandmama.
I mean, she was not a kind person. I think when you see it,
Now I need to
circle
see
back,
it.
let us know what you think, because I was like, she gotta go. She's a hater. Some people's grandmas are haters. Some people, I feel like you either have a really sweet grandma or you have a hater grandma, and that's the
Oh
reality.
Lord. Hopefully you don't have two of the hater kind.
Right. So yeah, Encanto soundtrack, really, really good. Jasmine Sullivan dropped some music on Friday. So she had the hotels. Everybody knows about the hotels, and I've given my critique. It was a little too many stories in there.
Too many hoes, not too many tails.
I am pro sex positivity. However, it was too many tales. Like, girl, it's a lot of stories. I need the vocals, but she has some new songs. So basically it's like a deluxe version for those who haven't checked it out. I heard her single called Roster, and it's, as you can guess, it's her talking about her roster of men, continuing on with the theme of hotels and how she's young and she's not giving up her roster because she's got a good one and she's enjoying her best life. And I was like, yes,
ma'am.
The whole phase positivity, ma'am. Let these girls know that they have the right to their own agency. I'm here for it. I am here for it.
They sure do.
So yeah, Jasmine Sullivan has new music out. Check out Hotels Deluxe. Also the Encanto soundtrack. If you haven't seen the movie, you should still listen to the soundtrack. I think you'll like it.
I do have something.
Yeah.
So this may not qualify as listening, but I had a chance to go see Hades Town.
Shut up. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
When?
Yesterday.
We are not
yesterday, Wednesday.
Anymore. We are breaking up this podcast.
You would be busy. Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last episode you were going to hear of the Problematic Podcast. I would just like to let you know that it's been real. But please tell me about Hades Town.
Forgive me. First of all, I'm sorry. I'm next time. I promise. Next time. I'm sorry. I thought you would have been busy because it was like a random weeknight, and I was like, "Ain't nobody gonna be available." That's why I didn't even ask anybody. I just went on my own. It's my first time.
We are kid free this week. I gotta give you the family schedule.
Please and thank
you. Family schedule.
Listen, I will gladly. Listen. I don't usually go to things by myself. You're the first person I call.
Shout out to you though for trying new things.
I know.
Whitney was out on the town
by myself, and had a lovely time. It was too many people, but that's okay.
Very peoply. I heard it's a great show. I was actually looking. The sick part is I was looking for tickets like Wednesday morning. Swear to God. I should have just asked you. I should have just asked you. I'm so sorry. So that's gonna make it awkward to talk about this. No, go for it.
It's beautiful and heartbreaking.
Oh no.
It has a lot of, it opens up with New Orleans jazz, and it's just the music is so good and the cast is really hilarious. And the funny thing was, like, literally right before they make the announcement, turn off your cell phones.
Oh no.
There's no curtain. There's no curtain to let you to open up to let you know when the show starts. So people just start walking out on the stage.
Oh, nice. You either pay attention or you're not.
Well, all right. So they start walking out on the stage, and the narrator, Hermes, he's getting ready to start, and someone's phone starts ringing because it gets like that awkward quiet right before they start to sing, and someone's phone starts ringing, and he literally just belts out, "You better turn off that cell phone," but in like the most beautiful jazzy rendition. And I'm like, these are professionals. They deserve their coins.
Oh, for sure.
They deserve it. All of them. Give them the coins. It's a great show. They're in town till I believe the end of the month. And yeah, you should go. You should go see it. It's fantastic.
I just gotta go.
I guess I should tell you. I should give you just my list of when things are happening.
Yeah, girl. That it's funny that you said that because I was literally looking for. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's all good though. It's gotten really great reviews, and they keep pushing me emails, so I just need to go take. Yeah,
I'm gonna start emailing you the stuff that I did. I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
This is turning into a business meeting.
Okay, sorry guys. We're back to the podcast. So yeah,
we're friends in real life.
Show tunes. Yes, show tunes. Encanto, Hades Town, New Jasmine Sullivan, John Coltrane. We got some
nerds.
We are nerds. We are nerds who are probably about to start cussing because the problematic train
I saw the
has
list.
not stopped. Now, I sent Whitney notes on the very long list of people who were cutting up over the weekend. But is there anyone that you need to add? Because I saw you firing off some tweets today about
Nigga.
Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian.
All right. Here's my problem. Kanye. Kanye has made me feel empathy for Kim Kardashian.
Which is disgusting.
And now I'm enraged, incensed, and upset, especially after this new Vogue situation where she's some publication, which they deserve to be fired. I think they're called Pop Factions, tweeted out verbatim. Kim Kardashian West taps into her inner Black woman.
There is no Black woman inside that woman. There is none. I saw it and I was like, Whitney is playing in my face today. I don't even know why she shared this. We got enough going on in the world.
I screenshotted the actual disrespect. And every single time I read something else, I was like, on Black History Month? During Black History. So if you guys don't know, we've all asked to be removed from the continual group chat that is Kanye and Kim.
Yes.
And whatever's going on. It seems like Kim is trying to like move on with her life. And she's a habitual sharer, but not in the way that Kanye is. Kanye is out here just trying to fight everybody and anybody, because what you notice about men, when a woman leaves them, they start to lose their
unravel. And it's particularly scary to me. I just knocked down a heel.
Did you just, Jesus. You were that mad. You start throwing things.
No, it's scary. As a person who has never dated men and never had romantic interactions with them, it's kind of scary to watch like the people your friends associate with go from like the nice guys they portray to, girl, he's a complete psychopath. And I'm like, oh, wow, how did we get here? But continue. I just like to say that dynamic freaks me out, and God bless you, straight women. Please continue.
I'm married, and this second time go around, mwah, chef's kiss. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. But yes, so like every time I look up, Kanye is in a new beef with, like, apparently he doesn't want to do whatever music festival because Billie Eilish says something about Travis Scott.
Wait, did you get the full brunt of that though? Like, she never mentioned him at all. Like a publication put something like Billie Eilish shades Travis Scott by ensuring that one of her fans got their inhaler. This woman never actually said anything about Travis Scott. Her actions were contrary to his actions at his show, and a publication suggested that she was somehow shading him by being a decent person, and for that, he wants her to apologize.
She has to apologize for making sure someone got their inhaler. Sorry. Anyway,
as an asthmatic, I'm confused and just baffled. But if Kanye don't want to go to Coachella, don't go.
Please don't. Please don't. Don't. You need to go. Talk to your lawyers, talk to your doctor, talk to your therapist, because whatever is going on with you, you need to talk to somebody. Now his little girlfriend is when I show you his new girlfriend.
I saw, girl.
I was like, is that Kim?
Listen, what is the knockoff body double? Like, do you just put out an ad to like an agent and be like, give me somebody who looks like my wife and have her show up to the party?
But why
it's creepy.
Why would you?
Creepy.
I'm uncomfortable because I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute, that's the new joint.
That's Kim.
The new joint.
That's Kim Dose.
Copy and paste.
Yeah, Kim Dose. Kim 2.
Meanwhile, she's literally living her life. I told y'all she's full on white man now. So she done took out her butt implants. They done moved to Hulu, and she's just living her best life. I'm sorry, was that inappropriate?
I can't stand you every time you say it. I just want to die inside. What the hell? I can't deal. It's a lot. You're a lot, but you're right. I mean, when you take out your BBL, you are definitely moving in a different direction in your life, and I'm okay with it. That is the God's honest truth. You ain't lying.
Well, And then the thing that really, as a parent, this is the thing that really frustrated me. So apparently Northwest, his oldest daughter, has a TikTok.
Oh
And yeah, so Kim is supervising her TikTok. Now, as a mother who has watched other mothers supervise her kids' own social media usage, I'm taking notes, I'm paying attention because social media is the way of the world now. It's
yeah,
not
it
going
is.
anywhere. And until like we get some more legislation and stuff like that around it, it's the wild, wild west out here.
X.
So but she says she's watching her. She says she's making sure. Here's the kicks part. I didn't know North had a TikTok. You know why I didn't know?
Now,
You know why I
'cause-
didn't know? Because her mama didn't broadcast it. And they are habitual oversharers, right?
right,
So if her
right.
mama didn't share it and you're upset about her having a TikTok and you want to make a slight against her parenting and you, Kanye, share her TikTok that none of us knew about, all on your Instagram of 10 million followers who God
The girl
knows
got like
is
5
following you.
million additional followers after y'all took y'all parenting beef public. And let me just say this as a person who don't have to co-parent and doesn't have like these parent responsibilities and dynamics and all that arguing that people go through, like it looks difficult and it doesn't look fun.
Mm-mm.
However, I think you have to take extra care when you're a celebrity. And if you don't want people flooding your daughter's TikTok or
That
people
part.
having access to her,
Because
I'm
people are
like,
creepy.
maybe not drive traffic to her page. I don't
Like, did
know.
you not
That's
know that
just
you're Kanye West and people are going to look and see what you're posting? If you talk about your daughter having a TikTok, of course they're going to go over there and find out what's up. Like, why?
Kim and Kanye aside, one of the most fascinating things to me about people who choose to be parents is y'all love each other enough to start families and then hate each other and then question each other's parenting all of a sudden. Like, y'all were together for years. At some
Years.
point, you decided this person I
Mm-hmm.
love and trust enough that they'll be a good parent to my child. And then the moment
Mm-hmm.
y'all not together, that dynamic changes. All of a sudden, they're not a good parent. Like, you pick this person and they're a bad parent. What does that say about you
What does
and
that
your
say?
character?
Your character.
Well, like clearly you've made a mistake and you've made a bad decision. You're trying to now project that onto somebody else because if you picked a
That
bad
part.
parent to co-parent with,
That
that
part.
says a lot about your decision making. But
All
also,
that.
do us all a favor and do the same thing we all do when we make dumbass mistakes. Keep that shit to yourself. I don't need to tell
Yourself.
y'all I'm an idiot. I
By
feel like
yourself.
I turn this mic off and I tell Whitney in private when I'm an idiot. I don't need to like get on
You don't
Twitter
need
in
to
front of the
broadcast.
right. I will never understand it.
Then the need to overshare, the need for people to know, the need for people to talk. And I told you he has several beefs going on with other celebrities.
Everybody.
Um, he's really becoming unhinged. And I want to ask where are the people who love him?
Where have they been ever?
Where are y'all?
I
Where,
mean,
he has a beef with his mama. Like he came out with some weird stuff. He was talking about how, the reason why he bought a house across the street is because he found out that his mom told his father that if he came to Chicago, he would never see Kanye again. Now, that woman may have had her reasons, but she is
right,
no longer with us. So we can no
right,
longer ask. So you have this beef with your mom. This is a conversation for a therapist,
right. I
not
don't,
us.
right, right. I don't get why do y'all, not just the Kims and Kanye's, but why do y'all get online and then drag the person you chose to start a family with? What makes you think that sheds a positive light on you when you picked a bad parent for your child? Why do y'all have to share that with everybody? Why? Why?
Why?
I don't understand
Why?
it.
It's really uncomfortable. It's really gross. I really want to get past this ongoing saga and chapter of Kim and
Please.
Kanye. And to be fair, like I said, Kim is not the one
She not
doing the
she,
shit
for the most part, it seems like
for the
she's trying
most
to be
part.
very quiet about it, which is very unlike a
Mhm.
Kardashian. I'm sure her mother has concerns, but
I don't think they want. I don't think she wants to profit off of this, and I feel like she's trying to protect her children.
she
Like
has
she's
too
trying.
many of them not to. I'm not, that wasn't shade. I'm sorry. I realized how that sounded after I said it. But she
You act
had,
like she's got the 12 tribes of Israel.
she does. Anything
No,
more than two is a lot of damn kids.
it is 4 children.
That's a lot of people. She bring a neighbor over and they got a starting lineup in the NBA. That's a lot of kids. That is a lot of people. They can play tennis doubles by themselves outside. That's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
kids.
It is a lot of children. Having one, I feel like I have a lot of children. I have one.
Listen, they say one is one, two is two, three is
10.
15. So,
Got to be.
right. And she got 4 of them. She basically has 47 kids. So
Just
it's a lot.
58 children just running around the house.
Yeah. And Pete Davidson looked like an 11-year-old himself. I mean, she's juggling a lot right now. And again, I hate to show empathy to a Kardashian, but
I feel bad.
I just want Kanye West to leave that lady alone. Like,
Leave all the rest of us alone too.
I want him to be a good dad, and I don't want to hear in
Yes.
the news that you're trying to keep him away from his kids because that's tacky and that's
To
gross.
be
because
fair, that story evolved
it did it very, very quickly
because she wasn't trying to keep him away. He was planning his own party. And so she was like, okay, well, you don't need the invitation to our party. We're going to have our party over here.
Which
You're
is
going to
what
have
I
your
hear
party over there.
co-parenting parents do.
Yeah. Well, us poorer ones would not be having 2 parties. You know, we would probably figure out a way to be amicable at the one party.
First world, like, I don't know. This is turning into like that Outkast song, Miss Jackson, like part 2. Y'all want to be bitter exes so bad. We're not buying it. You're rich. We don't believe your problems.
No.
Next problem.
No. Just enjoy your carbon copy of your wife.
Right.
And your house across the street from your wife. Jesus. And your songs where you're screaming, Kim, come home and go to therapy. Anyway, next topic.
Next topic. Boom. So I got a couple. Let me start by saying I have to get this rant out the way. Fuck Ben.
Let me go ahead on
Simmons.
mute.
Fuck. Don't you go on mute. No, you stay here with me.
I was trying to give you the floor.
No. I would just like to say, as a Philadelphian, as a Sixers fan, as a resident.
What happened?
This.
I don't know.
Girl. Okay, so Ben Simmons was a player for the Sixers. He decided after a poor performance in the playoffs last year of being 6'10" and not wanting to dunk or lay up or, be a better basketball player, that he had mental health issues as a result of playing for the 76ers, and he couldn't play for us anymore. So this entire season, we have been playing without a rookie of the year, first round draft pick, supposedly an elite player. I think
not supposedly.
Supposedly, I think that he's soft. If Drake played basketball, that's what you would get from Ben Simmons. And I'm saying that as a Drake fan.
You're a bully.
Ben Simmons decided that he didn't want to play for the 76ers anymore. He demanded a trade, and he did not suit up not one single game this year because he performed poorly in the playoffs last year. And it basically turned into what it felt like to me was the Philly fans were mean to me, so I don't want to play in this town anymore. Well, Ben Simmons was traded to the Brooklyn Nets yesterday or sometime this weekend. I don't know when it becomes official, I guess on trade day. Either way, he does not play for the Sixers anymore. And I would just like to say good riddance. The thing that I take up, and let me say this with a grain of salt. I am not a mental health professional. I cannot say one way or the other if Ben Simmons actually had mental health issues. What I will say is I, with no expertise, don't believe that he did. I do believe that he was embarrassed, and I do believe that he used the current social wave of empathy for mental health sufferers to his advantage by saying, I'm struggling with my mental health here in this city, here on this team, and that is preventing me from playing. And after being traded, we were told that he'll be traveling with his new team to Miami this weekend or this past weekend to play. So all of a sudden now that he is no longer a Sixer, he's okay. His mental health is fine.
Something in the water ain't clean.
Something in the water ain't clean, and I would respect him a lot more. You know, a lot of people who are fans have issues with diva players, but like your Chad Ochocinco's and your Terrell Owens of the world who are like, I'm not doing this until my team does this. You don't like it. It's very diva-ish, but you respect it because they list their demands. They say what they want. For you to pretend that you're dealing with issues that can be turned on and off, and there are people who are dealing with real issues that can't be turned on and off, it's gross. You didn't have to publicize it if that's how you were going to handle your mental health issues. It's like a slap in the face to your fans, your family, your supporters, the city. And
People with mental health.
You're going to this new team, right? You're going to this new team with players who you played in Philadelphia with. Like, it's a slap in the face to them. Like, bro, you've been telling me you had mental health issues. You couldn't perform with us. You couldn't help us be winners. And now all of a sudden, we in a new city, 90 miles north, because he went to Brooklyn. 90 miles made the difference between your mental health affliction. And I'm not saying a change of environment can be healthy to people suffering real mental health issues, but I'm saying I don't think his were real. Now, y'all can absolutely drag me for this. I don't care. I do not care. You already know what the email is, theproblematicpod@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out if you think I'm being an asshole about this. I've had people tell me, like, I don't have the space, the right to tell someone else what their mental health issues are. You're right, but I have an opinion, and somebody gave my ass a microphone. So, boom, I'm saying it. I don't think Ben Simmons was suffering from mental health issues. I think Ben Simmons was a bitch, and he had a hard time paying for people who booed him when he sucked, because he's probably too tall and too light-skinned and has not been booed for sucking before. But guess what Philadelphia is going to do? They're going to boo you for sucking. Here's my other point. Nigga, you're going to Brooklyn. Have you ever been to Brooklyn? If you think Philadelphia sports fans are mean, just imagine how he's going to deal with just Brooklynites in general. Brooklyn, Brooklyn, New York, Brooklyn, who's always in the house, Brooklyn. You think they're going to be nice to you as fans, Ben Simmons? You think they're going to be gentle with your feelings? Bing bong, fuck your life. It's not going to happen. These people are not going to be kind to you. You're going to get booed everywhere that you suck. That's how being an athlete works.
Unfortunately, but yes.
Ben Simmons is one of my problematic people. I had to get that out of the way as a Philadelphian. For those of you, go ahead, go by all means.
All right. Hey guys, it's Whitney. So Rita has shared her feelings, and I'm going to say this as a person who does not follow the sports, does not know how to hoop, dribble, none of those things. I'm going to say this. If he is feigning mental health issues, I'm not saying whether he has them or not. What I am saying is, if he is feigning these issues just to get traded, that is a shitty move. That is a shitty move, especially for people who have daily struggles with their mental health, daily battles with their mental wellness. That is, like when Rita was saying, it's a slap in the face to Philadelphian fans. It's a slap in the face to his own personal fans. It's a slap in the face to his family. It's also a slap in the face to people who daily struggle with these issues. So if he actually is feigning, and if he, suddenly is just available to play, and this is all just a ruse just to get traded to another team, this shit's going to come back and bite him in the ass. Because best believe, if you suck, like Rita said, if you suck anywhere, you're going to get booed. You just are. Like, that's how sports are. And win or lose and all that stuff like that. And we could talk about how problematic that in and of itself is, and how athletes have to deal with a lot more pressure and things like that. We can have that dialogue, we can have that conversation, but what we will not be having is people faking potentially, allegedly, potentially faking mental illness to get traded for a better, to get treated to a better opportunity, and I say that in quotation marks. Right. So I just want to put that out there, that like this is, people want to joke around and act like mental health is not a real thing, but it is a very real thing. And we are real respecters of that. We firmly believe that. And, if you're going through battles, we are here to support you. But at the same time, We are not here to support people who are faking it.
Exactly.
No.
Oh, Whitney, you always articulate things so well and with
No.
yes, you do. You do this every
No.
time, and I appreciate it because I just yell and
My
scream.
sister said in the middle of the show, we always have like a random love fest. She's like, we'll be screaming and yelling. We just come together and just give each other a hug. And I was cracking up. I was like, she's like, it's just like y'all just be yelling and mad at everybody. You're like, come here, come on, let's just hug.
It's just some things that you just articulate so well while I'm over here screaming and throwing things across the desk.
You're allowed to.
Thank
That's
you.
how you process things, friend.
I appreciate that. Speaking of throwing things across the desk.
Oh no.
Your dear friend and cousin. Mine? This is your cousin.
This one?
Yes, this one. The baby. Mr. The baby is
he don't belong to me at all. That's that man. That man that I married, the North Carolinian. That's his cousin.
That's okay, fine. Whitney, cousin-in-law, the baby. This man is always out here tussling. I just never met a man or known of a man, never heard of a man that just got all this kind of diversity when he go out the house. Every time he go outside, he tussling with somebody. Why?
What happened now?
Why is you wrestling with all these people in the streets?
What happened now?
For those who may have buried themselves under a rock or just been out of the loop over the past weekend.
Me also.
The baby has a baby with a young lady named Danny Lee. And after he
not this again
forcibly evicted her and her child from his property, her brother swore vengeance. Her brother said, I'm going to have to see you at some point and we're going to have a conversation like men. Well, her brother, Brandon, I believe his name is, just happened to find the location of where the baby was playing a few games of bowling. I don't know, bowling a few games of bowling, whatever the case.
Just bowling.
This boy named Brandon pulled up on the baby at the bowling alley. And it looked like, from the video that I watched, it looked like maybe he came in there hostile, but somebody disrespected your sister, and I think they have a daughter together. Niece. Yeah. Somebody disrespect your sister and your new niece. You don't go in with the quiet, highbrow, I'd like to have a conversation with you. Mm-mm. Next thing you know, it's two men surrounded by a bunch of other men. Mr. the baby, or the Beats as they call him this week, swung the Beats because he always tussling. He decided to swing on this young man. I mean, he pulled his fist. Like if you see the video, he pulled his fist from an ancient place. He brought it from back here. And I don't like sharing fight videos, so I didn't share it, but I'm just trying to give y'all the context for those who didn't see it. He threw this punch from way back. Yeah, like reach as far back as you can behind you. That's where he threw that punch from. He threw the punch from the back seat, as they say. And then 4 or 5 of the baby's colleagues, contemporaries, friends jumped in, but it got funny because they were on the actual bowling lanes. Anyone who has bowled knows that they're very slippery. They oil them so that you can have a good bowling game. So they falling all over the place. They beating the blood out of this man. He had cuts and stuff. Yeah, it didn't look good. And then the gentleman came out afterwards using a bunch of N-words. Like, I'm not saying he's African American or not. I'm not even gonna say what he looks like. Some people had some concerns. They needed him to validate his lineage before he I think somebody did the math. He did use the N-word 27 times in 30 seconds. I'm not even making that
That's up. Like Joe Rogan numbers.
Listen, what? Wait, the tweet that said Joe Rogan let more niggas fly than Tuskegee lives rent free in my head. I keep hearing it and it makes me so sad. I feel bad for laughing. But
Happy Black History Month.
Y'all are ruining my Black History.
I gotta find it.
Long story short, this gentleman was very upset after getting beat up by the baby and his security at the bowling alley, slipping all over the floor. And I just want to say, the baby is problematic. You've already shot and killed someone. In self-defense, charges were dropped. I think after
you be the laugh. because I found it.
Okay. All right. You see it. You see it.
I gotta go on mute.
So I say this. If you are in a circumstance where your fame attracts people, good or bad, who support you, don't support you, and you were put in a situation where you had to take a man's life in a Walmart, I expect you to conduct yourself differently after an encounter like that. You've been tussling with women, you hit a fan, but you say you didn't see the fan. Now you fighting people's brothers. And I'm all for defending yourself when people attack you. But at some point, you got to realize, damn, it's a whole lot of people attacking me. At some point, maybe I should just keep my black rich ass in the house. You already saying things against the gays and they canceling your shows. Like, at what point, what do you have to lose? What do you have to litigate?
Why did I find this? Why did I find this daggone video?
Ain't it a mess? Look! It's like somebody staged. It's so ridiculous.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Y'all just keep sliding. Where is the security?
Don't want
Where
to
is the security?
Ever put on a cape for the baby after he made those very nasty comments over the summer about groups of people who literally paid their money to come see him. I don't know what he saw in that parking lot or how it changed him for the worse, but I wish he would have kept it to himself. I also want him to stop having all this conflict with people when you go outside. I don't know. I feel like his grandma didn't pray over him hard enough. That's like literally the first thing I saw when I saw that fight. I was like, there's no way somebody prayed over this baby when he was a baby, because people who get prayed over by good old Christians don't have these kind of issues. We don't fight in bowling alleys.
You kicked a woman out of your home who had just given birth to your daughter. Your daughter.
Like, while she's nursing.
You said your hero was 50 Cent. You said you're being mentored by 50 Cent, who is literally a cartoon villain. Like, no,
a cartoon villain. This nigga is real life villain. He is the Joker of New York City. This nigga is the Joker of Queens. He is the Riddler. He is the Thanos. He is a real life villain.
And you're sizing up to be just like him. I'm like, y'all just committed to dying alone.
Yeah.
Like, alone. And like, probably penniless, because this sounds like a lawsuit.
This is a lot of conflict for a person who, if he had just did things the right way, you got a lot of money in a very short period of time. People like you. People like your music. You have an opportunity to tour the world and share your art with people. And you shooting people, fighting people, throwing women out your house, and fighting at bowling alleys. I don't know.
Why?
People, I do not know, but I want.
Why? Where was the security? Like,
they fighting. Broke that up. They was beating. No, they was out there on the oily floor.
That looked like those were your friends, and they were just gonna ride with you. Yeah. But I need like security people to break that up, because that is a lawsuit for your client. And if they lose their money, guess what, honey? You're not getting paid either.
Somebody said that his lawyer got to be stressed. It got to be stressed.
I would have
every other day. I'm so tired of hearing your name.
You ain't gonna have me in court every week. This is not. No, I got to see my family. This is not okay.
Exactly. But I'm gonna say this last thing.
I'm scared.
On the topic of problematic people, before we get into Dave Chappelle, like, girl, because that was a whole other thing.
Girl,
and I know how y'all getting y'all feelings about Dave Chappelle and protecting him at all costs and all that jazz. We're gonna get into that in a second, but I have a request. To whomever it is running the show on Al Gore's internet, who keeps leaking sex tapes and trying to ruin my Black History Month, could you kindly, politely knock it the hell off? I'm tired of opening Twitter and seeing penises. I don't want to see them no more.
Everywhere you look, I'm just minding my own damn business.
They everywhere. They loose. It's like they're running loose.
It's just like 2 years of a pandemic, and they sprouted legs and decided to just run amok.
And they all over the place. I need y'all to get it together. I
don't even want to see my trending topics anymore.
No. Between Nelly, Lil Fizz, and
Wait,
then yeah, girl. I did
no.
like yeah, that was all things that I could have avoided literally just by opening my app. Clearly I'm following the wrong people. And then the quote unquote outing of what is it? Isaiah Rashad. Wait, no, I'm saying that wrong. Wait, I want to make sure I got his name right. I don't want to mess this up because I do have something very yes, it is. Why is it coming up like that? It is Isaiah Rashad. Um who was a rapper with TDE. There was a video released of him engaging in sexual activity with two other men, and y'all know how y'all feel about homophobia in hip hop. What I will say, and this is like a trophy to the non-problematic people, I love the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who came out over the weekend. Like, girl, sir, we don't care what he does in his personal time. He can rap his ass off, and we like him. And shame on y'all for releasing this without his
Right.
permission.
Right.
I am so grateful to you because I saw more support for this man's privacy and
Mm-hmm.
private life than I saw
Mm-hmm.
negativity. So shout out to
Mm-hmm.
you. Something's going right in the world.
Good job, you guys.
But
I'm
whoever
proud.
whoever is leaking this material, shame on
Child.
you. And
Child.
your grandma gout gonna flare up if y'all don't knock it
Oh,
off.
don't talk about the gout. Don't talk
Listen,
about the
that's how it
gout.
works. You got to do better than this because y'all are ruining my Black History Month. Just
Mm-mm.
ruining my Black History Month.
No, I tweeted earlier this week. I said I refuse to let racist culture vultures and anybody else ruin my Black History Month.
Well, the
I
princesses have
refuse.
have raised their hand and they
To be
said
fair,
we
you
would
don't
like.
like those.
I don't.
You
I
don't.
do not.
To be
Which
fair.
means when I open my apps, I don't want them. I don't want to feel like I'm being attacked. It's very scary, guys. It's
It's
terrifying.
everywhere.
Unsolicited internet penises are terrifying.
What is
Please,
happening?
I do not know. I don't know what's going on, but every time I turn around, somebody's tape leaked, and I need y'all to knock it off.
I'm a problematic person.
Okay, let's go for it. I'm ready.
Am I allowed to attack people who jumped into my comments for no reason at all?
You sure the hell are.
And
Absolutely.
this is not my usual person that I would go after. Usually I typically go after racists, homophobes, bigots, those folks. I am enraged that I have to write this to a young Black woman who decided to step into my comments. When I recorded a video on TikTok, didn't expect it to do what it did. 3 days later, it's got 3.5 million views. I said, oh,
Oh.
shoot. Right,
Oh.
right.
Famous. My friend is
No,
famous. Write that down.
not. Stop it. Y'all know that makes me uncomfortable. Long and the short, it's this white woman. She's discovered that her grandmother passed,
Oh.
not passed away.
Oh, okay.
She did pass away, but she discovered after her passing that she passed for white. So for those who are unfamiliar,
Okay, got it.
yeah, if you guys are unfamiliar with the term passing is basically when a person of color, it could be any other race, any other ethnicity, decides to basically be white because they have the features and they can pass, and lots of people did it. There's not a lot of research on it because of the nature of passing. You're basically lying and uprooting yourself, and no one's going to like go in for a study and say, hey, yeah, I did this. But people are finding out because they're taking their 23andMe's,
Right.
and they're like,
Hold up.
again, like what? I can imagine the shock. So this young woman, she's sharing about her grandmother, and you can hear in her, like, she's shocked about it. And then you can hear her go from shock to sadness because her grandmother missed out on years of being with her siblings, years of being with her parents, because, she uprooted herself and moved from Maryland to out West and did all this other stuff, just so she could, for whatever her reasons were to do it. And this Black woman jumped into my comments because people were talking about, being biracial. Now, mind you, this white woman who posted this video, she wasn't saying anything about her own ethnic makeup. And she did not care about that wasn't the whole situation about her ethnic makeup. She's not trying to say the N-word. She's not trying to come to the Juneteenth cookout. She's not trying to do anything. She was just sharing what she discovered, right?
I'll allow it. I'll
This
allow it.
This black woman jumps on and she says, biracial does not equal black.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, she didn't. Did she?
No,
Oh,
she did. She did. And she said it very, very loudly. And I'm like, well, first of all, this woman isn't saying that she is biracial. She's not even
right.
talking about her own ethnic makeup.
Right.
Obviously, she's lived some life as white.
She's
And
talking about her grandma.
she's talking about her grandma and why she's sad about her grandma having to do this, and sad that she's missing out, that she missed out on her family. And you know, she makes later videos and you can just hear how much she loved her grandmother and her voice. You can hear it. Long and short, this black girl says that. And I had to address it in a separate video where I must have got something like 400 comments from biracial people who look black, have the phenotype of blackness.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally are saying thank you.
Right.
They're literally saying thank you. And I'm like, I'm not saying that everybody who is biracial identifies as black. What I'm saying is those who do
are. And you don't get to tell them that they're not.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
You
random broad on the internet. Don't get to tell them that they aren't.
Blue Ivy's.
Who are you?
Webscape.
Who are you? If that's what they choose to be, and I'm not saying that you have to pick one side or another. What I'm saying is for those who do choose, they are.
That's their truth. Here's the thing about people's own truth. It belongs to them. So again, as we say damn near weekly on this podcast, it cost you nothing.
Zero.
To mind your damn business, and it's absolutely free to say nothing.
Shut your mouth. Just shut up.
Shut up. It's okay. I've always had an issue with this, and you've seen it happen with like Bruno Mars and other people. Mm-hmm. These people who are very, very loud about saying who is black and who isn't black and who's biracial and who isn't biracial. And I don't know what Bruno Mars is, which is why I don't feel the need to say what he is or what he isn't. And I think you people are fucking weird when you have to say what he is or what he isn't. Are you sleeping with that man's grandma? Do you know?
Like, who cares?
Like, right. And for this random ass woman on the internet to say, hey, you are not black because you are this, that, and a third. Who are you? Where did you purchase the unmitigated gall to tell someone else what their truth is? I do not, Whitney. It's frustrating. 1,000 years, and I still won't understand why y'all be so far into other people's unpaid business.
You should see these people arguing in my comments right now, and there are people in there fighting for their lives, saying like, "Look, I have a black mama or I have a black daddy." Or people who are like, my mom is mixed, but my dad is black, and people are saying like, "Yeah, you're not black," and I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Right? How dare you? The internet is such an evil place because it allows people to say things that they can't defend with their fist. Because I guarantee you this weird random black woman from the internet would not step to 10 biracial people and tell that to their face. Because we about to tear brunch up. You going to tell somebody
brunch
that day. We gonna tear brunch up. You sitting across from me or one of my friends who is biracial, and you gonna tell them what they is and what they ain't. Yeah, we about to knock all these mimosas over. It's over. How dare you? Where do y'all find this audacity?
So comfortable. So comfortable.
I don't. I just feel like I said this last week and I said it again. Whitney's keeping a better attitude about this than I am, because I feel like y'all have set out. There was an agenda in place for y'all to ruin my Black History Month. And I feel like the enemy is running on Duncan because, y'all are going out of y'all way to try and ruin my Black History Month.
What is wrong about with passing during Black History Month?
Passing? We arguing passing during Black
biracialness and Black identity and blood quantum.
I am like literally beside myself.
Like, y'all know that blood quantum, just like colorism and just like internal biases, are all based and steeped in white supremacy.
And they're all made up. I've had so many people in the middle of educational, intelligent discourse say, what about the one drop rule? Well, show me the parameters, because that's not a real fucking rule, because it's not a real fucking thing, because it's something that one person said a very long time ago and ran with. You break your blood down in the drops and then make it make sense to me. It's not real.
It's not real.
Like, people with degrees, people who are educated, walking around with this level of ignorance and regurgitating it and spewing it and just child, y'all.
I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah.
You niggas is trying to ruin my Black History Month. I'm so sad about it.
I'm trying to tell you that the ancestors are going to come through. I'm just waiting.
Are they? Are you?
I hope so.
Can y'all hear me? Please. I feel like they took the month off and were like, you know what? They down there fighting and sharing sex tapes. We might just need to sit this one out.
We had a nigga mixtape. We had Aquafina's colorist. I mean, her gaslighting people about using a black scent. We had the HBCUs all getting bomb threats. What is happening?
You can't be black and go to school. You can't be black and not hear Joe Rogan say, nigga, it's too much. It's a lot for February.
But let me tell you this. This might help. This is what I've come to. And I gotta find a shorter way I gotta
show me the sunshine.
I gotta find a way to, you know me, I gotta find it somewhere. The way I look at it is there were Black History Months previously where stuff was popping off way, way worse, and where people had to deal with way, way more. And they still found a way to celebrate. They still found a way to find the joy. They still found a way to celebrate Black love and Black excellence and Blackness and, you know, our lives more than matter and things like that. And so if they could celebrate with all the stuff that they were going through, then we should celebrate too.
You know, and this is our kumbaya moment. Because thank God for you, because I'm disgusted. It's okay. It's gonna have to be, but y'all are giving me a lot. And that just takes me to, and this will be our last thing, because I'm tired of yelling and being riled up today. It's Valentine's Day and we're all going to be happy. It's also Whitney's birthday, so we're all going to be turned up. I know that y'all like Dave Chappelle. And I like Dave Chappelle. I feel like Dave Chappelle has been really tap dancing on the edge of controversy, and intentionally so. He's a comedian, and that's what comedians do. I understand that I have a sensitivity with the groups that he chooses to take aim at, because a lot of times I fall into that group. So I try to check my sensitivity when it comes to the LGBTQIA jokes. He's made some LGBTQIA jokes that I found hilarious. And then he's also made some jokes that I was like, there's nothing. I'm just having a hard time finding the comedy here. I understand that is the basis of comedy. That's how it works. I'm not even here to talk about Dave Chappelle's comedy right now. I just needed to get that out so people know where I stand. Is he funny? Yes. Is he inappropriate sometimes? Also, yes. Can I appreciate his art form and also say that he makes some very off-color and inappropriate jokes from time to time? Yes, but that does not make him unlike any other comedian. He's just a lot more popular. I'm smart enough to recognize that. Dave Chappelle being against affordable housing, though. Ooh, boy, do I not fucking get it. I have been racking my brain around this. I've been trying to understand it all morning. Money turns people into that which they used to swing on. I don't understand. I'm probably not going to understand any argument for against affordable housing, because y'all have seen how poverty is working in this country. There are people with great jobs who are now realizing that inflation makes their great jobs not as great. And we've seen over COVID, when schools went virtual, that people were literally saying, I can't afford to feed my kid 3 meals a day. School was helping with that. like the reality that has been exposed for so many people within the last 2 years. Like there are people who are battling homelessness right now because of COVID and who are housing insecure and are behind in their rents and all of these things. We know homelessness is a problem in this country. We know feeding our families is a problem in this country. We know affordable housing is the crux of most of these issues, because the people who do have money who can't feed their kids probably can't feed their kids because they're trying to keep a roof over their house. That's just the reality of how dollars work.
Yes.
Hearing Dave Chappelle saying he will divest in his own community if his community provides housing to those who are in need of affordable, safe housing is baffling. And to see the comments from the incident, which was basically a community meeting, and hearing his neighbors say affordable housing brings the wrong element, was beyond me. But it shows how small-minded these Dave Chappelle's neighbors in Ohio truly are. Because let me just say this, for those who may not know, it might be some other people out there who don't know. For a long time, we've associated affordable housing in this country with the dilapidated visions of housing projects. And when in reality, that's not all that affordable housing encompasses. It just ensures that there's housing being created for people who work and want to live somewhere and not under a bridge or be homeless. And affordable housing is a range of incomes. It's supposed to be a range of incomes. So it can be for people who are bringing in, $100,000 a year for a family, and people who are only bringing in $30,000 a year for a family, because regardless of how much money you make or how you feel about these people, everybody deserves a home. To live in a house. So to suggest that people who would benefit from affordable housing are somehow less than, and this wasn't Dave Chappelle's comment, it was his neighbor's comment. I don't know. To see him associated with this kind of rhetoric really just, for a long time, I was like, Dave Chappelle is funny and he makes off-color jokes because it makes people uncomfortable and people like that kind of comedy. And now it kind of makes me step back and go, like, maybe he is just an asshole who just happens to be funny, because it's really about where your ideals lie. And he has every right to divest or to remove his investment dollars from his community. It's his money. It's his community. I think the reason his justification is a really shitty one, I feel like it's steeped in ignorance. And I feel like if you don't believe that people deserve affordable housing, or if you just come out and say it.
Just come out and
say it. You don't want to be neighbors with the people who would, right. And not even just poor. They don't necessarily have to be poor. They could just.
I'm talking about comparison to Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Just say it. You don't want to be around people who could benefit the most from affordable housing, which are families, mostly people of color in this country. You already know what the demographics are. It was a nasty way of saying some very real things. And again, I'm not one of those people who tells rich people how to spend their money. If he doesn't want to invest, he doesn't have to invest. It's his money. But it was really disappointing to see Dave Chappelle take that stance. I was like, damn, Dave? Really?
Not
Dave. Dave's neighbors in the middle of no fucking where, Ohio? Sure, I expect that from them.
Yeah.
Dave?
Not Dave.
Yeah. That's just my very long-winded rant on that.
I'm equally as disappointed, friend. Now, I don't share the same adoration that you do with Dave. The last comedy specials, the last group of them,
I get it.
Like, they were funny, but then there was parts where it was just like, whoa, this is
cringe. Yeah, they were cringy. You can say it. They were offensive and cringy.
Yeah. But to hear it's just I had this weird suspicion about like certain wealthy Black folk, and that they've like lost touch. And I had a suspicion about Dave Chappelle, and this kind of solidified that for me. It's like,
right,
you've lost touch. You've forgotten where you come from.
Right. And
So,
I mean, it hurts. I mean,
yeah.
you've been dragged for a lot of things, and I feel like a lot of people have defended you, and
Yeah.
I'm really gonna love to hear how y'all defend him next for this, because good
Because he don't want
God.
your broke ass living anywhere near him,
Right,
is what
right.
he said.
I mean, basically, that's what I
Not the
heard.
pores.
Not the pores. Yuck. But we here at the Problematic Podcast like to end on a positive note. We
I
thank you
want to
for
hear it.
listening. And being as though today is Valentine's Day,
Yay.
I over this next week, I hope everybody who's listening has a wonderful, fantastic Valentine's Day. But if you
Yay.
don't, if you just happen to hate your Valentine's Day, you should absolutely write into the Problematic Podcast at the Problematic Pod
Yes,
at
please.
gmail.com, or you can text us your funny and hilarious or awful Valentine's Day stories. We have a text number now. You can text us at 412-204-6943. Again, 412-204-6943. Please tell us about your problematic
I want to hear it.
Valentine's Days, because we definitely want to hear it, and we're definitely going to tell you if you were problematic, if your date was problematic, if your cousin was problematic. That's what we're here for. So,
That's what we're
write
here
to us,
for.
text us, or email us. Y'all have a great week. Enjoy your day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.